everybody, and welcome to the very first episode of a brand new show that we like to call Extracurricular Activity. I'm Caitlin.
And I'm Stuart.
And we have got a great episode for you guys today, but we are going to start with News of the Week.
Thanks, guys. The Delete Facebook movement has rapidly become a trend as 50 million Facebook users had their personal information compromised again. Hopefully you're not part of the large number of victims of this cyber attack, but fear not, because Mark Zuckerberg has confirmed he will do more to restrict developers who misuse the data. A severe weather warning is still in place for central and northern parts of New South Wales amid heavy rain overnight. Despite a short remission from the downpour, there is still the threat of further flash flooding. Residents of both regions are told to expect continued showers. Investigators are looking into the Tathra fires that destroyed 69 homes on Sunday amid a dispute between the rural and urban fire services. The union says that it believes more houses could still be standing if it wasn't for the turf war between the two services. The force is strong between two sets of neighbours in Dapto. Residents Kate and Steve claim a man is reflecting sunlight directly into their eyes from across the street. Comparing it to the bleeding death ray, the neighbours witnessed a man using a collection of 9 mirrors to direct the sunlight through their windows into the living room and kitchen. A blinding issue. Back to you, Stuart.
Thanks, David. Look, I know lots of people have had neighbourhood disputes, but I think that one was next level.
Yeah, Dapto have their very own death ray.
Well, one thing that a lot of people have been deleting actually is their Facebook after a recent story, and Lizzie Jack has got a bit more about Facebook and some privacy issues.
It's alleged that the data of up to 50 million Facebook users was leaked to help swing the result of the 2016 US election. A whistleblower from Cambridge Analytica, a Trump-affiliated data firm, suggests that the information was used to customise news feeds and persuade political stances come election day. Aside from the obvious legal implications, this breach poses a lot of ethical questions. Dr. Shariah Akhtar, Associate Professor of Big Data Analytics at the University of Wollongong, says that this kind of data usage goes much further than social marketing.
The problem is that in this particular case, this data has been used for monetization purposes.
Not only did this breach allow for the illegal access to data, it resulted in anti-Hillary propaganda being spread to impressionable voters.
They have posted all those advertisements to deliberately manipulate the perception of those people.
There's been a global call for Facebook users to delete their accounts with the worldwide trend #DeleteFacebook. However, local users feel that they're too reliant on staying connected to log out.
I'm not going to deactivate it right now because I do rely on it a lot, and I guess Facebook, they might be concerned about this, so they'll fix the problem.
I think too many people depend on it. It's too much of a social platform, the way that we access it and the way that we incorporate our daily lives into it.
Lizzie Jack, UOWTV Multimedia.
Would you delete your Facebook account?
Nah, I don't think I could. I just rely on it for too many things. Talking to people I've met overseas, university. Yeah, not for me, I don't think.
Yeah, well, this incident did impact people from all over the world. And speaking of all over the world, there was actually a convention of language, which Stuart was there.
Yeah, that's right. I was out on the lawn chatting to some ducks and language students about learning a new language, what some of the benefits are, and how you can also meet other native speakers. It's Stuart here. I'm out at the university campus at Languages on the Lawn, organised by the Language Exchange, which is just a bunch of people meeting up, having a chat in their native languages and learning a new language. So I'm going to chat to some of the people to see what the event's all about.
My role is coordinating the Language Exchange, which is a program run with LHA to help students practice their language skills outside of class. We have a whole array of languages here, but the program itself offers 5 languages: Mandarin, French, Spanish, Japanese, and Italian, and Vietnamese this year as well.
What kind of things do people get from a program like this?
Well, they get a variety of things. Firstly is actually practicing speaking in a different language outside of class. So it's not just your textbook, dialogue. You're actually meeting people and you're practicing the language. Secondly, you're making friends and you're making international connections. So you're meeting people from across the world.
So as you're saying, this is your first time coming along to the program.
Yes, it is, yeah.
What do you think of it so far?
Well, so far, I think this is a great opportunity to, interact with other nationality people, especially Australians and some other Asians as well, as I can see. So I think this is a great opportunity to improve your English as well. So
what languages can you speak?
I can speak Malay, English, Mandarin, Cantonese, and then I'm learning Spanish now and Vietnamese now.
What have you got out of it so far?
I guess some fluent language for the Spanish, they teach me some Spanish, how to in the common situation.
Have you found something like this good for getting to speak to other language speakers?
Oh, it helps out a lot. It's basically, I don't think you can learn a language without practicing with native speakers. You can get to a certain point, but you can't go the whole way through without talking to native speakers.
Well, it looks like that's all done for me. The Language Exchange meets Mondays and Wednesdays, and by the sounds of things, it's a great way to improve your language skills and speak to other people also learning the language. Well, it was a very good thing, and look, I can't speak a language, and I'm sure there's lots of you out there who can't, but if you love a good sausage, I can definitely recommend Languages on the Lawn.
All right, and now we have an in-studio interview with the person that made all of this possible, the UOWX coordinator, Amy Thompson. We are joined now in the studio by Amy Thompson, the UOWX coordinator, which we're actually very familiar with because the program that you're watching is part of the UOWX. And for those who don't know, can Amy tell us a little bit about it?
Thanks for joining us, Amy.
Thanks for having me. So I guess UOWX is we connect students to activities that are recognised by us, and we also recognise the students' participation in those activities.
So how can students participate? How can they get involved?
Yeah, so I guess that's where our connection comes in. So we recognise over 170 activities that students can get involved in. So if students were to go to our website, they will see all of the activities that they could potentially get involved in. And as part of our website, we give them information about what the activity is or the special requirements for that activity. So I guess as an example for the activity that you're doing now, presenting, there may be a special requirement for that. So you may need to be studying a specific degree. And on that information page, there'll also be information about how the student can get involved. So there may be an application form that they need to do, or they may need to email a staff member expressing their interest in that particular activity, and then they go through the recruitment process with that particular staff member that's in charge of that activity.
So what are other clubs or activities that people can get involved in, just off the top of your head?
Yeah, so I guess we recognise both volunteer roles and paid roles. So some examples of paid roles are if you were interested in becoming a pass leader, we recognise that particular activity. So I'm hoping all of you watching this show are familiar with pass because it's a great thing to get involved in and go and help better your marks. So some other paid roles include an ITAP tutor, so that's the Indigenous Academic Assistance Program. Some volunteer roles, so the wellbeing team like to have ambassadors, so you may have seen them in the yellow shirts around campus running the brekkie bars. We also have UOWX ambassadors, so if anyone was interested in becoming a UOWX ambassador, you may have seen them in the red shirts manning the stalls and at certain events and during O Week. And so that's just a very short snippet.
What are some of the benefits for individual students for being involved in those different activities?
Yeah, so I guess all of the activities that we do recognise, they have to develop a certain amount of employability skills in those students. So they're transferable skills if we're talking employer speak. So employers really want students to get their academic degree and coursework done, but they also want to see students with those transferable skills. So some examples of those are being culturally aware and being able to communicate with a wide variety of people, being comfortable standing up in front of a group of people, presenting, being innovative and being creative, so be able to challenge the status quo and I guess, being able to creatively problem solve, which is a really, really big aspect that employers are looking for. So it just really benefits the students in being able to practice all of those skills that they may not necessarily get to practice throughout their degree. And essentially, when a student gets involved in an activity, it will be, and they've met the minimum requirements, it will go on their UOWX record. And the UOWX record they receive once they graduate with their official graduation documents. And on this record, it has the activities that they've done, the skills that they've gained, and an overview of the activity. So this record is a fantastic document that the students can take to the employers in those interviews and in that recruitment process to show this is UOW endorsing that I have participated in those activities and gained all of these fantastic skills that maybe the next person that you're interviewing doesn't necessarily have.
So it is officially recognised?
Yes, yeah, it's official. The UOWX record and UOWX award are official documents. Yeah.
Was there any form of recognition before UOWX came along?
So UOWX started in 2015. Prior to that, I can't speak to, but yeah, UOWX started in 2015, so if any student has been involved in a UOWX recognised activity from 2015 onwards, we can retrospectively recognise that and add that to the UOWX record.
So what's coming up for UOWX? Are there any events that you guys have got coming up?
Yeah, definitely. We have a UOWX interactive seminar, so that's on next week, on Wednesday the 28th of March. 2 sessions from 12:30 to 2:30 and 5:30 to 7:30. It's all about innovation and creativity, and it's being delivered by UOW alumni Angela Saville, who is also the owner of Savvy Fitness, which you may have heard about. She has her fitness company is in the Illawarra, so you may have heard of that before. So if you want to register, just go to our website, which is uow.edu.au/UOWX.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Now we're going to go straight to the news.
Hey guys, welcome to the first Muse of the year. Each week we'll be making sure you know about all music things around town, previewing shows big and small, and giving you all the info you need. This year we are hoping to get around to you guys at gigs too, so make sure you keep your eyes out. For our first episode, we've got a bumper week of music to preview, starting off tonight with Melbourne boys The Smith Street Band. Those who manage to snag a ticket to the sold-out event will be treated to the raspy vocals of lyrical genius Will Wagner, who is sure to take the roof off Unibar and have you screaming louder than you thought you ever could. Get down early though, to catch some homegrown talent. Wollongong's favourite girl, Beck Sandridge, will be warming things up and is supporting the boys on their mammoth rural Aussie tour. Other supports include Melbourne-based indie outfit Press Club, as well as alternative hip-hop artist Astronautilus, coming all the way from America. And the big one, Friday night is the night of nights for UOW, and tickets are still available for the annual garden party. This year's lineup includes all sorts of big names, Bad Boy All Day and fellow Melbourneites Northeast Party House topping the bill. Further down shows Ruby Fields, Dear Seattle, Little May and Mezco, and some local talent with the Sweet Boys from Pacific Avenue and lovable punk rockers Jacob. It's a night you won't want to miss, and tickets are selling fast. Saturday sees everyone's favourite three-piece, John Butler Trio, headlining a Yours and Ours mini-fest Somersault, along with Powderfinger frontman Bernard Fanning, Mamakin Spender and O-Pep. Stuart Park will be rocking, so be sure to get around it. There's also plenty of smaller gigs to get to over the weekend. Dicey Riley's will have Racket playing their loud and experimental punk pop tunes with help from metal group Home Wrecker and Sydney rockers RK Alley, so be sure to hit Dicey's for some headbanging action. Sunday is a more chilled out affair. You won't want to miss the free North Gong Hotel Sunday show out in the beer gardens. While the weather is cooling, the lineups just seem to be heating up. This Sunday, no exception. An all New South Wales lineup, the Ruminators, Crocodilius, Rosa Maria and Cry Club rounding out the bill. That's all for this week, guys. Make sure you get out and about for your chance to see some great live music. Stay tuned for what's happening in the Muse each Thursday.
Well, that's a great lineup, so definitely check it out if you've got the time.
And look, Brad wasn't up to hosting this week, but he was up to giving us some horrific horoscopes.
Pisces, don't go taking chances. It's possible nothing is going to work out in the end anyway. But remember, look on the bright side. Try and be modest for once. This may be all you need, And are you going to have on your side at the moment if things don't start changing? Someone has to make better choices. Get rid of that heavy negative aura. Currently, the moon is void, of course. Not only may this be beginning on moving to another sign, but your current love interest could be considering the same. Get aware. Consider a cleanse. This may be the start of your energy needs to really keep you going, and consider being productive. Work hard to get that well-deserved or self-entitled government income. Whatever you're actively aware of, the amount of money you've either wasted or will be wasting in your education is beyond the stars. But be sure to keep moving towards the career that keeps moving further away. Don't forget, keep smiling and try to leave a few minutes earlier for tomorrow's parking. This has been your horoscope.
Well, I'll definitely be sure to leave early so I can get a parking spot.
And well, look, Caitlin, I hope this isn't an inappropriate question for a host to ask another host, but are you single?
Yes.
Well, you're in luck because Riley has got some dating advice for us.
Got questions about finding love in the digital age? There's only one person to ask. Dear Riley.
Emily asks, Dear Riley, how do I make first dates less awkward?
For your first date, you should go somewhere where the activity provides conversation rather than somewhere where you're forced to make conversation. So, putt-putt golf or bowling or laser tag are all good first dates. That way, conversation is made naturally and she'll be having fun while you're there, not fun with you. So she'll associate the two.
Have you had any good experiences at putt-putt on
This
dates?
isn't about my own personal experience. I'm here to help others.
I know Riley pretty well, and that one definitely came from the heart. Do you think his advice will be useful?
Well, apparently I've been doing everything wrong, so it's only up from here.
Oh, good to hear. Well,
that brings us to the end of our show. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you guys next week. I'm Caitlin.
I'm Stuart.
Bye.
Goodbye.